10 and Under Competencies. Introduction. The videos in this series are designed to show parents and tennis teachers how to progress through the 3 modified tennis formats. The 3 formats are the 36-foot court with red balls for 8 and under players, the 60-foot court with orange balls for 10 and under players, and the 78-foot court with the green ball. The videos will show players aged 7 to 10 years old playing on the appropriate courts with the appropriate equipment. The themes for this introductory stage of development are fun and fundamentals. The instructor's primary goal when working with very young players should be to create an introductory experience which is fun and where learning the correct fundamentals are paramount. Young children associate their feelings for the game with their feelings for the teacher. Teachers need to be positive and unconditionally affirming with very young children. The skill of teaching and inspiring children is just as important as the teacher's tennis knowledge. The teacher should have a clear understanding of the basic parameters of grips, stroke production, and footwork. Getting better is fun, and good teachers find a way to provide skill-based activities within the structure of fun games. .36 red, advanced point play. Before a player moves from the 36 red court to the 60 orange, the player should be able to assimilate good technique, footwork, and consistency, all based on the competencies that we've outlined in the previous clips. This point is an example of 2 players who exhibit basic competencies and are ready to progress to the 60-foot court. .60 orange, forehand, technique. Now that the player is exhibiting a grip and a swing path that is within the parameters, for example, grip, eastern to semi-western, the swing path with the racket back above the hand with the non-dominant hand on the throat of the racket, and the follow-through being between the waist and over the shoulder, the player now needs to develop and execute a deeper unit turn with the non-dominant hand going back on the throat of the racket. The purpose of a deeper unit turn is to incrementally increase the load and rotation in the upper body. This will ultimately lead to greater racket head acceleration through the hitting zone, which is a competency that also needs to be developed on the orange court. Finally, the player needs to display balance and control of the upper body, which is evident when the player's head remains still and quiet during the stroke. .60 orange, advanced point play. Before orange players advance to the 78 green format, they should be able to assimilate proper technique and good footwork with sound tactical decision-making during point play. It's important for the player to understand and execute high percentage patterns of play. When the player is in a defensive position, they should hit high and heavy, up the middle or cross court. When they're able to take ground, they should hit down the line or use the short angle. They should be encouraged to avoid misses in the net or wide, and they should be able to utilize good transition footwork. When approaching, the player should understand net coverage, which is dependent upon the placement and quality of their approach shot. The player should have the ability to flatten out balls that are short and high, hit angles, or hit with more shape when appropriate. The forehand should now be a weapon, and holding serve is an achievable goal. These 2 players are ready to begin the transition to the 78 green format. .78 green, advanced point play. Before green players advance to the 78 yellow format, they should display more developed technique which still falls within the parameters. In addition, the players should possess the ability to use all stances in all parts of the court and move both to the ball and recover from shots with efficient and effective footwork. These young players should display sound tactical decision-making, including understanding when to defend and also transition to the net during point play. The player's ball recognition and court coverage must be more developed and advanced to accommodate the increased demands of a larger court and the speed of a faster, higher bouncing ball. This is a critical progression in the transition to the 78 yellow format as it facilitates moderate grips and offensive court positioning. In addition to executing high percentage patterns of play, it should be evident that players are developing a distinctive game style that will lead to obvious areas of focus for their long-term developmental plan. Not only should the forehand now be a weapon, but the players should know how to build points in a way that plays to their strengths and minimizes their weaknesses. The players should have a clear understanding of how to hold and break serve. These two players are ready to begin the transition to the 78 yellow format. Ten and under competencies. Review. Hopefully you were able to view the video clips that correspond to your player's age and stage. As you saw, there are competencies that young players should have before they move up to a bigger court and faster ball. The age and stage appropriate courts and equipment give young players the opportunity to play in a way that reinforces the correct technique and footwork. It also creates an environment in which the young players will have more success and experience the excitement that comes with long rallies like the ones they see on TV. We encourage you to find a certified tennis teacher and a program that makes tennis fun for your child, and at the same time teaches your child the fundamental competencies necessary for progressing from one format to another. Remember, this is the time to build a strong foundation. It's not a race to the yellow ball.